these are smart kids, and it's just not all about football here. It's those he has a bunch of built-in excuses, but you won't be able to use those excuses at LSU. So we'll see what he does there. I think he'll have success there, but what he doesn't understand, and what a lot of people don't seem to understand, is that you can do really well there. You can win a national championship there, like Les Miles did. But if you're not beating Alabama year in and year out, you're going to get fired.
So
And that's what happened to Les Miles. So
let's put this in context. So the Ed Bergeron, right? He's the coach
Ed Ogeron, yeah.
Ogeron, excuse me, I'm sorry, mispronounced his name. Yo, they just won a national championship 2 years ago. Is that correct?
Fact.
Yes, sir.
Why is he gone?
Well, he has some off the field things that I don't believe they could reconcile. We'll leave it that way.
Okay.
And sometimes with these off the field allegations and issues, it's that train that may be coming down the track later that the school doesn't want to deal with.
Right.
And and there may have been some image things because he's as much as he's a good old boy that's from down that way and he got all the Southern vernacular and draw. I think the reality is that those guys at LSU, the boosters, they want a more cosmopolitan Southern gentleman that, speaks better and folks can understand more and, does things a little bit more in the 2021, 2022 way of thinking, as opposed to a good old boy that can coach. And I think Ed was a good old boy that could coach, and his kids would run through a wall for him, and he can recruit. So recruiting is not a hard thing to do at LSU. If you're born there, you play there. Like they may lose 5 players a year. So, but yeah. So I think Kelly is going to have a shot to do some good things. I just don't know if he'll be good enough to beat Alabama, and if he understands, like that's the bar. It's not being good at LSU, it's winning the SEC. And now that Kirby Smart has Georgia where they're at, now it's like now it's another. And then you got Texas and Oklahoma coming into the SEC. It don't get no easier. So we'll see. But he's going to be standing tall at the ATM. I would not think about the kids at all. I would hope that coaches going forward would just tell the kids the truth. Like, hey, listen, man, these cats is about to give me a crazy bag. There's no way in the world I can say no to this bag. So I'm out. Thank you for all you did. Peace. I think the kids would far more respect that than any other BS, speeches and tweets and, things that are put out by your publicist, because the kids know that's the publicist saying it and not you. So
let me interject. So last week, 10 days ago, he basically said it's going to take an act of God for him to leave.
Well, that was the act of God.
Yeah, well, me and you joked yesterday, and you said, "Yeah, and God we trust on those bills."
Yeah, on those green pieces of paper. Yeah,
that will make him leave. And to piggyback on what you said, DA, yeah, man, I'm like this, man. Yo, just be straight up with the kids, man. And NCAA, why don't y'all loosen those regulations where the kids can move, just like.
Well, that transfer portal is really helping them because Cats is out. So, like this year, like right now, dudes are gone.
It's still dudes in the portal now waiting on teams to pick them up.
Yeah, they because it changes because you got kids that were at Notre Dame that were recruited by Kelly. They don't know who's coming in.
Right.
So they're gonna go somewhere else so they can get their last years in. And they talking to coaches. They got their middlemen. Talking to a coach at LSU or Alabama, if you're that good, or another school, you can go play, because you can always go down one and play. Always do that. But these cats are going to equal schools now. So it's a situation where, when these coaches are saying they're going, that's why the bowl games whole thing is BS, man. Because cats is now going to not play.
No,
Why?
so let's go to that. So when we was coming along, bowl games was a big deal. Now players
Straight up, Kev. Nobody cares. I mean, you got so many bowl games. The players know that they're that much closer to reaching their dream job, and being an NFL player. So the fact of the matter is, why would you jeopardize your career for a Chick-fil-A bowl or a Mighty Key bowl or who goes there bowl?
But if you say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and be a Hulkamaniac, and follow me as I go out there on that football field, and we win this Chick-fil-A bowl tonight, we will conquer.
Yeah,
that's what that used to be the truth.
Yeah, and that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good until they offer you a $15 million bag.
Yeah, until the coaches, you saw the coaches leaving, everybody believed that.
Yeah, facts. So, it is what it is, man. We all know this game is moved by the money. This whole when we was coming up, the money wasn't there like it is now, and these coaches can move around. They have a problem with the players moving around, but these coaches can move around. So, you know what? At this point, this is what it is. This is what the game is. So, like DA said, I would just rather you just be up front. Just tell me, I don't know if I might be here. I may not. If another opportunity presents itself, and I may leave you. But as for right now, I'm here. So if you want to base your decision on that, then, rock on. But,
They ain't going to do that.
Go ahead, Mike.
They ain't going to do that. That's too much right. They ain't going to do that. And y'all really think he's going to succeed at LSU like Brian Kelly? Are we talking about the same Brian Kelly? Cincinnati Brian Kelly?
Yeah, no, I think Brian Kelly can coach.
Brian Kelly.
I think he can coach. I just don't think he coaches both sides of the ball. And there's a few, like I said, man, I try to watch it, and I'm not an expert, I wouldn't say, but there are a few things that the SEC you have to do.
That's a fact.
And if you're not playing defense, don't even come. Right? So that's why I know Oklahoma and Texas are going to have a problem.
I mean,
Brian Kelly's never been a defensive coach, but he's been able to recruit, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
I think he'll be okay because he'll have better players than he ever had. So I think of it like this, Mike. The first year that a National League pitcher goes to the American League, right? As much film as you watch, as much as you see, your first time around, he may get you a few times. And we'll see what he's doing. And then, of course, like anything else, he's going to have to buckle down and get good at it, because then people are going to be, Kirby Smart is a defensive wizard. So Kirby going to sit down and dissect your offense, and you're going to have to figure it out, because at that point in time, it's on like Donkey Kong. So, I mean, we'll see. But end of the day, he's getting $15 million a year, something like that, to do it. So
10 years, 75. 10 years, 75 million. That's what he got. 10 years, 75 million.
Yeah, so 7.5. Yeah, he's only getting 2. It's crazy. I didn't know he's only getting 2 at Notre Dame. I'd have broke out 2.
He's only getting 2 at Notre Dame? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'd have bounced.
Yeah, I just to reiterate what you said, man. I think players would absolutely respect more. I read a couple of things where players were disappointed, and I think they had to come into the mindset, or if they don't know already, like, this is not about saying your prayers and eating your vitamins and following me out into the tunnel to a certain extent, but that this is money. And I kind of disagree with what D-Duff said about, the money wasn't there. I think the money always been there. They just never wanted to put it out there talk about it, that, there is money. And dudes were getting money, players were getting money, and I think they just pick and choose who they wanted to, put out as those who took money. So
Yeah, I agree. I just think that the other side of this is, where things will always come off to sound a little whack.
right.
I guess that's the only word I can say is that these are kids still. You know what I'm saying? And you still went to go sit on that kid's couch when he was 17 years old, and you told that kid's mother and father, I'm a make your son, take him from being a boy to a man, or, whatever you told them to get little Junie to come, to where you were at. You know what I mean? And when you leave before, 2 years, and he hasn't even graduated yet, yeah, you're gonna look a little messed up, man. Like, old boy at Oklahoma. How many cats did he recruit to go to Oklahoma that's now scrambling because now he's going to USC?
We didn't talk about that. Well,
there's a lot of kids out there, and
right.
that's at every school. So if Lou Fickle decides he's going to leave the Cincinnati joint and go to Notre Dame, or if I don't know if they hired the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator or not there yet. I didn't even look, but you gotta look and see and be like, dang, man, you was on somebody's couch last week, man. And at what point in time is that part of the hypocrisy stopped? When is someone going to say something about that? Like, dude, you was on this kid's couch 2 weeks ago. And now you're out. Now I got you, man. You're doing what's best for your family, so forth and so on. But dude, the point remains that you, sir, told this kid's parents you would be there for them and help them do this and help them do that, and you're out at the first sign of some more money. Why didn't you say you was, the rest of us, when we looking for a job, we tell everyone, yeah, I'm here now, man, but I'm saying, I'm going to get the chief. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm trying to get me another gig. Okay, everybody knows, that's what you're trying to do.
That,
But if you're not saying it, I think it's kind of whack. And, everybody expects the kids to act like adults when you want them to act like adults. You know what I'm saying? But you forget that they are really kids, though.
That's 100% facts, man. I agree totally, man. You can't ask the kids to be adults and then let the adults just do whatever the hell they want to do. And again, it's been like that for so long. And it's the kids need to, somebody need to represent the kids that tell them they can fight back and let them, do the same exact thing. They should have the options as well. That's all I have to say about this topic, Ken.
What do y'all? Okay, I'm gonna switch coaching gears, and then we'll talk about a couple of games.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley going to USC. Thoughts?
He's gonna be all right.
You think he's gonna be all right? Will he bring USC back to where it was with Reggie Bush and Leinart and
No.
Coach Carroll? Why not, Mike? Go ahead.
Depends on the talent he gets. But go ahead, Mike.
I think he's just gonna be all right. I mean, out west they don't always play no defense neither, so he'll fit right in. But I just don't. I don't know. I don't see it.
What about recruiting? What about the recruiting aspect? California's a hotbed. Think he can get people to stay?
I mean, yeah, but you still got to play Bama. You still got to play LSU. You still got to worry about Georgia. You still got a whole playoff to win. So he might win the West Coast. So if that'll keep his job safe. But if over the top, I don't see him beating Saban.
Saint Nick. Shout out to Saint Nick.
As long as Saban is there, man, them cats they pulling them cats right out of LA, and they going to Bama. They ain't unless they got this, unless they're a homer and they just got so much love for their city.
And DA said last week that is not the case.
Them days are over.
If Nick Saban sits in your living room and you're the mom and dad and you live in South Carolina and you write like Tim, you live in Charlotte and he comes to your house, you're your top recruit. I want to stay close to home. You think he's gonna go to?
Close enough.
you think he's going to USC? University of South Carolina, or he going to Alabama? Alabama's close enough. Yeah, good 5-hour drive.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yo, once he sees that facility, he's gonna be like, yo, yeah, I'm out of here.
So the starting quarterback at Alabama right now, Heisman Trophy on the list. He's from LA. Their quarterback now is from LA. So
case closed.
He didn't stay. So, he didn't stay. He's from Los Angeles.
Say less, DA. Say less. Say less, man. We already know, man. Yeah, it's not happening, dog. They're not staying. I mean, he'll get whatever is left over, but the reality is, them cats as top recruits, they leaving. Period.
And they're going to Alabama.
And they got a lot of places to leave too.
Right.
Because it's not just that NIL money that they talk about, that image and likeness money, man. Because these cats are still got those. What's that movie? One of my favorite movies, man. The Program.
Oh yeah.
You still go into those dinners where that dude is putting that envelope in your jacket pocket.
Hey, Remy.
So, you still getting that. You still getting that money. Dude's putting that little money in your jacket pocket, man, because they know, hey, you that dude. You that linebacker that's getting it done. You getting $3,000-$4,000 a week from the boosters, different boosters.
Right.
So listen, it's everybody knows where that money's coming from. I mean, you're one of those dudes.
Right.
And hey, it's about time that these dudes of all persuasions are out there going to get that money. Because for a long time they haven't been, and the coaches have been. And I remember, you look at this now, and I'm gonna leave it alone on this. We can sit back because now that the truth is out, right, and coaches just bounce when they want to bounce. But we can all sit back and remember Lou Holtz disrespecting kids because they wanted to leave. You know what I mean? Like that stuff there was crazy.
Right.
Knowing what the truth is now today.
Right. That's
the way they used to, get kids back in the days, man. That it was horrible, man.
Yeah, and that's why I said my little skit of eating your vitamins, saying your prayers, and all that sounds great, man. But if you're not gonna walk the walk and don't vilify nobody, and you doing the same thing, at the end of the day, if people go, I don't fault nobody for leaving for another opportunity. Go get your opportunity. I'm with it, man. But I think there's a manner in which you may leave, which you do leave, and that says something. But anyway, we're gonna go to what's on the field. And Mike, you need to give DA his flowers about this Michigan and Ohio State game. Mike, where are you?
He got lucky.
I know. That was almost 2 months ago. I told you that, right?
He got lucky.
It was almost 2 months ago. I told y'all they was gonna beat the hell out of them.
Listen, the Dallas Cowboys of the college football needed to win so they could keep their little America's team label in their head. They got lucky.
You think Michigan is America's team?
Yeah, Michigan's America's
some people.
team. No one likes them.
Just like the Cowboys.
That was a pretty easy one for me though, to keep it real with you, man.
Why they ain't do that against Michigan State?
Because Michigan State is more physical than they are.
Yeah, but Ohio beat the hell out of Michigan State. Ran them into the parking lot.
But Ohio State was too fast for Michigan State. In the back end, they didn't have the DBs to run with a lot in them at all. Could not, had no chance. If they had won, they probably could have eked out a better game. I'm not gonna say they won, but if they could have slowed down any one of the three receivers, I think all of them had 100 yards that game or more. So you can't do that with three receivers on the other team catching 100 yards worth of passes. That's you can't do that. So not at all.
Let me ask you this while we're at it, while we're talking about these games. Do y'all agree with the committee with Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, and Alabama in the playoff right now.
Not really, but yeah.
Is who?
It's Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, and Alabama.
Yeah, let Cincinnati play.
And Oklahoma State and Notre Dame is lurking. So we got a couple of championship games this coming weekend, right? We got who does Georgia play? I think Cincinnati plays.
Georgia plays Alabama.
Okay.
Michigan plays Iowa. Oklahoma State plays. I think they play Iowa State. Right? No. Oklahoma State plays. Hold on. Baylor. They may play Baylor again. Yeah. So I still think the way it should go. I think this year has been a real political year. So everybody is tooting that Cincinnati horn right now. So if Cincinnati beats Houston,
which they will,
I think they will leave them in. Now, do I think they belong to be left in? No, because their strength of schedule is not good enough. As opposed to the other 4 teams. As opposed to the other 4 teams.
Mike, me and him, let him explain, but me and him had this argument this week. I stuck up for Cincinnati. Go ahead, DA.
They only have one. If they beat Houston, at the end of the day, that'll be 2 top 25 wins. Right? So they'll have Houston and they'll have Notre Dame, which is, falling fast, right?
DA don't like that no frills peanut butter.
Yeah. Everybody else will have at least 4 to 5 top 25 wins.
Okay.
So, because you'll have Oklahoma State beat Oklahoma, and they were ranked at the time. They beat Iowa State, who was ranked at the time, and they beat Baylor, who was ranked at the time. So, that's kind of what it always has been, right? So it's not just how good you are, which is not a problem. They're a good team. I got no problem with how good Cincinnati is. I think they are a very good team, to be very honest with you. But strength of schedule was always part of this. And the fact that we no longer, that's like not something that we're talking about now is a little weird to me.
So
it was always that.
If you was on a committee, and right now, who would you put in? Who would be your 4?
Oh man, it would probably be. I might drop Alabama out. And put Oklahoma State because of the loss. They didn't lose, but the way they played against they had a bad game against Arkansas. They won the game, and they almost lost to Auburn. So they don't look to be playing their best football right now. And I don't understand the St. Nick thing, and they're going to give him his props regardless. But
yeah, he's going to get the benefit of that, right? So it's better to lose early and then lose late.
Yeah, in my eyes, I'm just looking at okay, I would rather see, or I think this team is playing better football. Now, listen, Nick may have them dudes ready for this weekend, and they beat the slap hell out of Georgia. And if they do, all praise St. Nick.
Hey, man, I know you really don't do this organization. I know you don't, but any chance you sneak Notre Dame in?
No, they're not, because they don't have listen, man. You do not have a championship game. And like the lady said on TV this morning, you did it to yourself. You took the bag, so you got the bag.
I don't see why Cincinnati should be gone. Cincinnati belong. They deserve their spot. Let the little guys play, or just expand the field. Why don't they just do 8?
I already have. I know what they need to do with them. They just need to go, man.
DA be hating.
No, not. It's not. I'm not hating. I want them to be in a place where they can win and let their programs do well. I think what's happening is almost like society with the middle class and economics, man.
Right.
I think that these schools like that need to either, one, go down or get a infusion of dollars to move up. It's one or two things you need to do. You know, so
Listen,
you get the money.
Everybody can't be Notre Dame.
Hey, you know? And you're gonna have, but see, that's what. But this is if you're looking at college football, that's what it is though. So like UNCC, they moved up to a point, but they can't move up anymore till they get another stadium.
Facts.
That's what they was told. You can't move up to any other conferences until you get another stadium. Now, their stadium is not as big as Cincinnati Stadium, right? But Cincinnati Stadium is not as big as the smallest, Wake Forest. Like Wake Forest skates, Wake Forest joint is whack to me, but it's not as big as Wake Forest, right? So to get in the ACC and to bring in the dollar amounts that you need to bring in for, then you need to get, you got to have a stadium that can accommodate this many people for home games.
Right.
Period. And that's the same thing that they're going to have to do. So Cincinnati will give you 5 years.
Cincinnati to the ACC.
Get a bar referendum in place. Get this done. Get that done, and we'll move you into another conference. We'll put you in the Big Ten.
Cincinnati, you and UCF go to the ACC. Just go on in.
Hey, whatever makes the most sense.
Clemson is dead. Just join now. It's your chance.
Mike.
They're only dead till Dabo gets another check, man.
Yeah, Mike. This is very good talk here on college football. Should be some exciting things come up here on Championship Saturday. As far as the college football game is considered, we're going to move right along to the National Football League. Last week, there was a lot of intriguing matches. We had the Thanksgiving matches. The Bears and the Lions got together on Thanksgiving last Thursday afternoon. Bears eke out a win, 16-14. The Lions have still not to win a game. Raiders and the Cowboys, very interesting game. The Raiders go past the Cowboys, and Cowboys have lost 3 of their last 5 games here. I don't know what's going on. They're on tonight. Don't want too much focus on that. A lot of the Cowboys fans that I talk to, hey man, we're hurt. And I say, man, I'm not trying to hear that, man. Next man, no. I'm not trying
Everybody's
to
hurt.
Everybody's hurt.
Everybody's hurt, man. So nobody's
the
trying
Ravens is hurt. We hurt. You also hurt.
Mike, I'm gonna get to y'all in a minute. Go ahead, D-Dub.
Yeah, everybody's hurt when it's come to this time of the year, down the stretch. So I mean, nobody's really trying to hear that. Right now they're struggling. Well, I don't want to say struggling, but they're not. Cowboys, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they have injuries, but even still with the injuries, they still got their quarterback, and they should still be putting some work in. I'm surprised at the streak because I thought there's going to be, better than. I didn't expect them to lose to Kansas City, and they did. They lost to the Raiders, and somebody else I'm missing. But nonetheless, they lost 3 in a row, and they looking like they on the ropes right now. But not, they still could come back. I mean, they're still 7-4, so
yeah.
And it's not like somebody like the Eagles or the Giants are going to catch them from behind. So I mean, please. Nope. So I mean, it's room for concern, but I'm not going to jump out the window, and I wouldn't if I was a Cowboy fan. So
shout out to StubHub for taking my tickets back.
Yeah,
what else was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So the Cowboys, they're playing tonight. I think there's currently no score.
There's no score right now. There's 4:27 to go here in the first, and they just got a 3 and out from the Saints. So
the Raiders. Any thoughts on the Raiders? The Raiders have had a unique season, so to speak. Their coach and distractions upon that. What do y'all think?
I give them props, man. They keep playing.
Yep,
that's a fact.
Look, man. I don't know what else you can say, man. They're continuing to win when they can. They win the games they should win. I listen, man. I mean, Carr's been playing well. They don't have a ton of good pieces, and they're continuing to win games they need to win.
Yeah. You talk about
they ain't supposed to be.
You talk about having players hurt from the Cowboys, but these guys had a coach gone, a player gone, one of the top wide receivers gone, and I mean all the distractions swirling around. I mean they done had a lot, and I mean that's almost equivalent, if not more, than you talk about injuries.
They running back been hurt. They just
Running
been,
back
they just
also,
been
yeah. I mean,
grinding
so,
it out.
but they still figure out how to those group of men come together, figure it out. So
Right.
So that's why I'm not really trying to hear no excuses from no Cowboy fans about yo. You're here now.
You're here now. Play.
You got the players who you got the players who you got. So you know,
next man up. If he be out the parking lot, he got to play.
There you go.
So we're gonna move right along. The Monday night game. I want to talk about Washington. The Washington Football Club team defeats the Seahawks 17-15.
Wilson, you watched that game?
No, I looked at the YouTube highlights of it.
Okay, because I know I didn't watch it.
Russell Wilson had the ability to tie the game up with the 2-point conversion at the very end, but was unable to. And Washington, the football club, wins 17-15. Mike Mills, is this it for Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson? Is this it?
Mike is on mute.
Mike, we can't.
My bad. Yeah.
Oh, $5.
$5. Nah. I don't think it's the end for them. I mean, Pete Carroll left his future on Russ a long time ago. And this is like the first season where they really ever been bad like this. So I don't think they're going nowhere. Pete got enough.
They went 12-4 last year. And I heard people say, they don't have, some pieces on offense. I said they got DK Metcalf and what's his name? Can't think of it.
Russ been hurt.
Yeah.
The offensive line is Swiss cheese. And their defense is not that great no more.
Right. Oh, it hasn't been great in the last couple of years. Yeah, that thing. Let me interject this. I think, though, to be real serious, even though the Seahawks have played well the last couple of years, they have never been the same after when that ball was not handed off to Marshawn Lynch. I'm gonna tell you that much. They've never been the same after that. If you think about it, go ahead, DA.
And Kev, that Russell Cook shit was some bullshit. It was fake. It was fugazi. It wasn't real. It was non-sustainable. It was a catch line. It was a phrase. Russell Cook shit. What the hell is this?
Russell Cook.
Cooking show?
What happened?
What are we watching? The Food Network?
Excuse me.
Nah, man. I knew why, because they know I'm a Niners fan. That's not sustainable, man. You just can't hike the ball, run around the field, left to right, and throw it up, and say DK is going to get it or Lockout, what's his name, is going to get it. Nah, man. Dog, there's no running game, there's no defense, and you spent too much money on Adams.
Jamal Adams from the Jets.
Yeah, too much money. And he's a great player.
Good player. Great.
He is. He's probably top 3-4 safeties in the league. But not for that money, ain't.
Not for that money, and he's not enough.
So
well, he can never be enough. He's only one player.
He's only one player.
He would never be enough.
One player with a lot of money, though.
So Russ Cook, what's the phrase again? Russ Cook?
Let Russ Cook.
Let Russ Cook.
Russ Cook.
So many of the discussions we had where we Russ took the bag, and now he's got to improvise and do his thing. Does he have some coach in this?
I'm not mad, just not sustainable.
Hey man, you got the money, but the reality is you can't take all the money because then you're not going to have no players. That's just the reality of it. But you
can do what you want to do, D.
You can.
Now, is where you leave your team.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether you care or not, like I said, I'm never going to tell dude not to take his money.
I'm not going to say he don't care. But what I am going to say is that you can't take all the cake and expect to feed the rest of the family.
It's a fact. I mean, he was doing it at first, but not sustainable. Can't be doing that shit forever.
You can't
Russ
do it.
Russ.
You can't, man.
I
it's
did
hard.
Get him say that week. I was like, Russ Cook. Russ let Russ cook. I was like, where is this coming from? I was like, please.
Well, that's coming from marketing.
And now these talking heads got Russ going to the New York Giants. I mean, come on, man.
But like I said, man, I you know me, I'm always kind of in between on that topic, man. Because to me, I'm like, listen, it ain't my job to worry about what the team does. Because at the end of the day, the team will cut me if something goes wrong.
Well, no, DA. Let me explain this. Did you? I heard. I'm hearing that Russ was a little perturbed during the past off season that he was not given the opportunity to put his input into personnel decisions like like Tom Brady.
Wife, I get upset that my wife doesn't let me put input in the dinner. What the hell does it matter? It ain't changing nothing. So you can tell them and they can say, oh, thanks, Russell. And then them not do it, right? Because that can happen too. You just don't know. Now, he can be unhappy about that. Now, I don't really care whether he is or he's not unhappy about that topic or that situation.
Right.
What I do know is that as a player on the team, I don't know if it's my responsibility to balance the books for the team.
No, I totally agree. That's not, no. You're there to
it's
get.
It's not my responsibility. I'm there to get what I can get.
Out of you.
I'm there to get what I can get because I got a short career. And when it's over, it's over. And when, you getting rid of me because I hurt my arm doing something and you cut me, look, you guys are not, you're not going to not cut me because you like me. You're going to tell me it's a business decision. And that sometimes that's how it is, Russ. And then I'm going. So, I'm here to take the money, man. I'm here to take the money.
Right.
I'm all for taking the money.
I'm not mad. No.
And I'm going to let the owners deal with everything else. And if we ever win another Super Bowl, that's on them, not on me.
All right.
Go ahead,
Mike. Live with it. As long as you can live with it, like he said, as long as you can live with it.
Yeah.
I was sleep.
That's all I get because I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear that I didn't have no team. I don't want to hear.
Oh, you don't want to tell
write a book. I don't want to hear none of that shit. That's all I'm saying.
You know what?
So
I don't
you can
think
take
Russell
the money.
would do that.
Cool.
No, I don't
think Russell would do that. He doesn't seem like the type to do that.
Man, these I know. Come on, man. I didn't think Scottie Pippen would write
Once I learned the truth about Scottie, he took that $10 contract. I knew he was out to get some money.
Scottie, bugging.
The reality is like Tom. Like
I don't trust none of these players, man. All these owners, none of them, all of them lie. Once it comes down to the dollar, you don't know what you're gonna get with these guys.
Go ahead,
only person that I do trust is Marshawn Lynch. That's about it.
I wouldn't expect Tom Brady to do what he does, or his wife to say the things she said. But it's a situation where, as a football playing, ex-football playing fan of the game, and how I see dudes getting cut, you hear one day, next day you're not.
Mm-hmm.
No, listen, man. I'm not there to hear about any owners talking about what they don't have and oh man, it's so hard for us. We can't do this. We can't. Man, I don't want to hear that shit.
I agree.
Give me my money. You put it on the table. You put the contract out here. I'll take it. Russell. Now we can't get our offensive line. Well, you better go find one.
We're gonna move off Russell Wilson real quick. Mike, I'm gonna talk about Mike's favorite quarterback in the league. That's Matt Stafford. They couldn't get past the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers won the game 36-28. Mike, just real quick, because you said some stuff in the text Sunday evening. You had me dying laughing. What's your thoughts on the Rams and their super team? Because there's like 3 super teams in LA now. The Dodgers, the Lakers, and now the Rams. Go ahead.
Because when they did this trade, what did I tell y'all? It's you trading for the same person, just older. You just traded you just decided to skip all the headaches with golf and go straight to migraines. Like, Stafford been doing this shit for years, and he's still doing it. He had them flashes on them good seasons. You like, man, he threw for 5,000 yards. Man, he threw for 40-something touchdowns. But then you go look back, and the Lions was like 3-13. Like, come on, his whole career, like,
right.
He's the same. You got the same person, just older. You just got the more experienced version. So instead of him throwing it to 2 defenders, he throwing it at 3. That's all you got.
What do the Rams do this season? Are they going to be go to the wild card and be out?
If Stafford had one of his, they ceiling is the conference championship game, but they basement is the wild card. I don't see them winning the Super Bowl with that crazy shit they got going on.
DA, real quick on this game.
I agree.
We shall see. D-Dub. D-Dub, is he there? Is D-Dub there? D-Dub, I don't know what D-Dub's doing, but we'll get
Garrett Stafford and Matthew Goff. That's their names.
Garrett Stafford and Matthew Goff. Mike, we're gonna go
real quick.
Go ahead.
People just didn't watch. People get into. I don't know what people got into. Some recency bias, because he has a hell of an arm. He almost got benched at Georgia when he was there, and he threw the ball to other teams all the time. It's just that Calvin Johnson was good enough to catch it before the other team did.
Yeah, most of the
all
time.
the time. Like, people act like you didn't watch the film. You know, that's what made him Megatron.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a fact. Same person.
We're gonna move right on to the Sunday night standalone game. The Ravens defeat the Browns 16-10. Actually watched that game, the whole game in its entirety. Mike Mills, this is Mike's team. Mike, what's wrong with Lamar, man, throwing them 4 interceptions, man? But they still overcame.
If we keep playing defense like that, we'll never lose another game. But we'll never survive playing offense like that.
You guys look like those Ravens of the early 2000s. Yes.
It's because our O-line is horrible. Our O-line's been playing bad ever since Marshall Yonder retired. Like, it's just bad. Last year it was bad. This year it's even worse. Like, they have their moments where they hold up, but that O-line is Swiss cheese. And our running backs are 700 years old. And
that's a fact.
That's it. All you got is Lamar on offense. I do like the rookie receiver though, Bateman.
Yes.
Ever since he's catching whatever gets thrown to him. He get his 3-4.
That comeback that he had to the end, I was like, wow.
Yeah, he's a good route runner. He definitely
that was a really good catch, man. Yeah, so I would say so like you were saying, the defense played ecstatically good. Let me ask you this. I'm not trying to put no disrespect on the Ravens defense. Do you think it was more the Ravens defense or more of the Browns inefficiency or inability to run the ball?
Both. They took advantage of what they seen they was like, oh yeah, bigger arm still kind of bad. So they took advantage. That's what you're supposed to do. So I don't take it as an insult. I take it as a cute observation.
Baker threw for 18 of 37, 247 yards, 1 TD. The Russian Kareem Hunt had 7 carries, 20 yards, and Nick Chubb had 8 carries, 16 yards. And absolutely, I'm going to side with Mike and be like, their defense came to play and they couldn't do anything. D-Dub, what's your thoughts on Baker Mayfield? Just gotta go. We can't hear you, man. Yeah.
Oh, my man. Okay. I owe $5 today. Yo, I said I'm about tired of talking about this guy, Baker Mayfield, man. Yo, this guy, it's obvious, man. It's obvious to me, man. The team, the Browns, again, the Browns keep browning. It's just, I don't even have no words to say about this team or Baker Mayfield. I don't think he's that guy. They know he's not that guy like that.
He's the only one that has not gotten a contract out of that rookie class of quarterbacks.
That tells you something, man. That tells you that's usually the handwriting on the wall, right? I mean,
Lamar didn't get his yet.
No,
They're saying it.
But Lamar is going to get his.
He's going to, yeah.
I just think the Ravens organization is playing hardball. Mike, I could be wrong. That's not my organization. Your organization. Your thoughts real quick.
Him too. He don't got no agent, so you know how that goes.
Okay. Easy enough. Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, there's footsteps, there's hearing, and like, man, wow.
Yeah, I just don't think he's that guy, Kev. I really don't. I don't think. And the coaching, man. Yo, when you got two running backs, Chubb and what's his name? What's the second guy? Hunt. And these guys only got almost, I think combined with 40 yards. I mean, come on, man. The name of the game is run the ball for that team.
But D, I think looking at this game, and Mike could agree with me, I think the Ravens earlier stacked 9 and 8 people in the box and say Baker Mayfield beat us.
16,
you know, got that bad on.
Dog, 16. They had 16 attempts, man.
Come on, man.
Not enough attempts to say that it didn't work. Not in the NFL. That's not enough attempts.
And you didn't try.
Yeah, it's not enough attempts to say that it didn't work.
Okay.
Now, you ran the ball 16 times.
That's a pretty fair argument.
Now I give you if they was down 25-0 and or 30-0, I would say okay, you got to abandon it and kind of that wasn't the case though. Am I correct? Y'all watched the game?
Yeah.
That wasn't the case.
Action Jackson kept giving the ball back to him. So
and the guy kept on giving me the ball back. So I'm a main. I say you turn over the ball, you're gonna lose the game. This guy turned the ball over 4 times and still managed to win this game. Come on, man.
Oh, that's bad.
And so when you keep on giving it back to Baker. That's just again. These are all follow. What we say, Kev? Follow the leads. Follow what you got.
Yeah, follow the leads. Yeah, see where it leads you to, right? Exhaustive measures.
Baker is not it. Y'all blamed Odell. Who else is it to blame now? Is it Landry now? Is it Hunt? Is it Chubb? Who else? Is it what's his name? Garrett on the other side? Who else are we gonna blame?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Freddie Kitchens is playing with the Giants now. So
it's an issue.
Shout out to Step Up. We're gonna move right along to the Broncos beat the Chargers 28-13. Jets beat the Texans 21-14, and the losers bowl, I call it. Another interesting game. The Buccaneers defeated the Colts. That was a really good. Fournette, 3 rushing TDs and 1 receiving TD. He was on his game. They took care of the Colts, the Buccaneers. They looked like they went out there. What's another intriguing game? The Patriots and the Titans. Matt Jones, he's doing it again. And Dorian probably not. I'm going to ask Dorian this question. What do you think about Matt Jones? And
he can play. He's an Alabama quarterback. Remember I told you that too? And y'all told me Alabama quarterbacks couldn't play, and I told you he could play.
Well, okay. I'll take that.
Hey, with that, now did I or did I not say that? Jalen's doing well. He's doing well. Tua is doing well.
I just want to say,
quarterbacks can play.
Hey, what about Miguel? What about that dude McElroy? Who did he come from?
McElroy, but that was a quarterback 10 years ago.
What happened to McCarron?
That was another 14 years ago.
Where Coca at? Where Sims at? I don't want to hear that. They just started getting high.
I told you the dudes that are playing now can play. And all 4 of them are in the league and they're doing their thing.
And all I'm going to say is Belichick won 10 games with Matt Castle.
Yeah, of course. We'll see. I'm not saying he's a Super Bowl contending quarterback. I think he's in the right system. They're playing good defense. They're running the ball, and he doesn't throw the ball to the other team.
Period.
He's doing his job. Yes.
That's it.
He's doing his job.
But that's all any quarterback is supposed to do. You guys watch quarterbacking like it's a freaking a rated R movie with Bruce Willis and shit.
It's supposed to be. That's what it is.
No, it's not. No,
yes, it is.
Because I can name more teams with average quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls than teams with great quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls.
But that's what they pay these guys like. You paying them like.
Yeah, but you don't need to have a, the Ravens won one with Trent Dilfer. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. No, you don't need to be great. You just need to manage the game.
Mark Rippon.
Mark Rippon. What's the dude that just played for the Ravens and won one?
Yeah.
You don't need to be great.
And the great Dan Marino never won one. That proves your point. Yeah, you don't have to be great to be a quarterback.
You have to have a great team.
They have it, yeah.
Now if you got a Tom Brady, then you don't need a great team.
Right.
That's all it is. I'm just saying, listen, you don't need to have a great quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
And the reality is that, once these guys come out and just do what you're asked to do, don't turn it over, hand it off when you ask to hand it off, and, live to fight another day, take the sack or throw it out of bounds. You'll see it goes a long way. It goes a long freaking way. So
let me.
I got no problem with any of the quarterbacks because I thought that Alex Smith could have won a Super Bowl when he was with us. I thought Kaepernick could have won a Super Bowl, and neither one of those guys are going to the Hall of Fame for being super quarterback.
That's correct.
They both could have won Super Bowls though.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with it at all, man. At all.
And what you think about the Titans slipping? The Titans.
They had nobody playing. They didn't have. I don't think AJ or Julio played street clothes.
Yeah.
And they don't have their number one running back. So it's hard to win when you ain't got no players, man. And they stayed in, which means the defense is actually balling out of control. But they don't have anybody. They're in the
wait. Julio Jones is hurt again.
Nobody. I mean, we winning.
Yeah, Julio didn't play.
Yeah, he didn't play.
Yo, man.
Street clothes. Yeah.
Get in the bag on your day.
Hey,
I mean, come on.
I'm not mad at Julio. It's up to you to pay him.
Yeah,
the dude ain't never here.
It's up to you to say no.
Yeah, the dude's never here. It ain't up to me to say no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the money. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, so the Titans are sliding, so we'll see what's going on with the Titans here in a little bit. The next game I want to focus on is, not even really focus on, but Mike Mills might have some relevance to this because it's in his division. The Bengals beat down the Steelers. I think this is it for Big Ben. Big Ben, this is it. This is it.
If it ain't it, I don't know what else he needs to do.
This, he looked pathetic. He looked old. The Bengals just looked fresh and just was flying around the ball and they throwing the ball. What's my man, the receiver? For the Bengals. They just look really good, man. The Bengals are mixing. He's running the ball and man, shout out to the Bengals, man. I'm happy for the Bengals. Bengals kind of like my adopted team, so to speak.
I will say,
go ahead.
I will say, Mike, before you jump in, go ahead, Mike. Is that Minka Fitzpatrick and Joe Hayden didn't play, so it's hard to play when your two best DBs ain't out there balling against a team that has very good receivers. So, but
the Steelers defense ain't been the problem. Like it was the problem a couple years ago, but they slowly started to fix that. And then they got Minka, and then they got Joe Hayden on the low, and then they kind of fixed their defense. It's that damn offense. And then Ben is sucking up all the salary cap space.
Yeah.
And being 700. Yeah. That's why I thought they picked up Haskins. I thought they was going to mold Haskins, start Rudolph in the meantime or something.
I thought so too, Mike, but nope.
They wanted Nasty Man back at quarterback. And
DA always says that. Big Ben says, I'm not here to train nobody. He did say that.
That's why they should have just let him go and started Mason Rudolph. Y'all fake like Mason Rudolph, like he's the man. So play him this season since y'all ain't think nothing of it. And mold Haskins
I thought that's what they was going to do, but yeah, Mike, that's a great plan. You said fake like Mason Rudolph.
They do fake like Mason Rudolph because he win and then he lose, and then they act like they're going to never use him again. Then they bring him back another year. He just, the armchair second string quarterback, the guy who was at the clipboard. That's their guy. He's what Brian Hoyer is to the Patriots. Like they fake like him.
That's a good observation. So yeah, the Bengals beat down the Steelers. D Dub, real quick.
Yo,
take your mic off mute. Hey, you got some noise going in the background. Hey, the Giants defeated the Eagles out at East Rutherford, 13-7 at MetLife Stadium. D Dub, they fired Jason Garrett. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick on the organizational thing, because me and you are Giant fans. They looks like they're gonna let go Gettleman. If you bring a general manager in here, do you fire the coach also? Do you let go the coach, or do you let him stay in there?
Well, listen, as a Giant fan, you got to understand if that happens, we're in for another 10-year haul. Another 10 years, until we get this thing right. So that means if you bring in a general manager, that means your coach is gone. As far as I'm concerned, the coach got to be gone, or unless the general manager is already connected with the coach. Now, if that happens, then you kind of don't have too much to worry about. But for the most part, general manager comes in, coach is out. Coach is going. He gonna bring the coach that picks his own people. So now we got to deal with. We got Daniel Jones, who we all know is not that guy. Okay, so he's already had his 3 years. Time to get him up out of here. And then you're dealing with the Saquon Barkley issue. He's not it. And I said that earlier in the year. I said, yo, this guy, he's always hurt. When he got the foot injury, this guy's hurt. He's not the same guy. So, he probably wasn't really that guy when he came out of Penn State. I mean, he was, electric a little bit first year or two.
Right.
But we never really, it's just not, I don't know what it is. And I just don't feel like waiting no more. Either you're it or you're not it. Either you can play or you can't. We're tired. We're tired now. I mean,
he's not available.
You're not available. So let's find somebody who's available and who could play. Anybody else who wants Saquon, fine, take him. I'm just saying, man. At this point, Giant fans are frustrated. It's been a while. It's over 10 years now. You know what I'm saying? And them 10 years went really quick.
Really quick, yeah. Really,
you know what I'm saying? You don't go to the Super Bowl. You don't go to the playoffs. You went to the playoffs one time in the last 10 years. So if they're gonna make the changes, we in for another 10-year haul.
6-10, 7-9, finishing that stuff.
I mean, it's just you can't. I can't get no clearer than that. And like I said, my motto is stop being mediocre, because when you're mediocre, you're not gonna get no good players. Okay.
You'll be in the middle of the pack.
You're gonna be in the middle of the pack.
Yep.
We still 10 years in, still trying to fix an offensive line. I don't understand that. I mean, come on.
Shout out to Eric Flowers, who played phenomenal.
Eric Flowers on Monday night, and I know I didn't say I said I didn't watch it, but I caught some glimpse. And they kept on calling Eric Flowers. I said, "Is Eric Flowers? Is the Giants Eric Flowers?" I said, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yep, it was him.
Fucking Eric Flowers. We killed him here.
Y'all have bad coaching on the Giants.
Again, right? Suck. I mean, come on, man. Oh. We're getting compared, and I don't know how they're doing it, but they started to compare us to bad franchises, and we won 4 titles. Enough is enough, man.
I just think that the Giants are definitely in some malaise, and we need to do something to come on about it. I need to move right along. DA, your Niners beat on the Vikings the other day. You still don't believe in Jimmy G?
You don't either. That's why you asked me.
Okay.
Right?
We don't believe you. How's it going, DA?
I mean, listen, man, if you could see everything we talked about, conversely, we do. We're going to run the ball 35 times, 40 times. We'll do that rather than put the ball in his hands.
Y'all did that in that Jacksonville game. Remember that?
We did that against Minnesota. We ran the ball. We had Debo Samuel's aunt. We had everybody run the ball, man.
I called you. I said, "Yo, the Niners just completed a 19-play, 13-minute drive."
That's what we do. But that's when I say dudes are not being. They have no real. They're not being true to themselves.
So they're just going. He's just going to be checked down, Jimmy G, huh?
Well, he's going to be out of there, Jimmy G. It ain't going to be nothing else.
Out of here, Jimmy G.
It ain't going to be nothing else. He did good enough to get. We can trade something for him. Period. That's all it is. I'm not mad about. Hey, listen, man. He's not that. So we're good. We're good where we're at. We'll take Saquon. We'll take Saquon.
I can have him. For a 3 and a 4.
Nah, come on, you crazy. A 4 period. That's it.
Nah, dog. I'm not giving. No.
If you ask for anything else, we hang up.
All right. Well,
that's fine. That's fine.
Hey. Well, listen, y'all the one that still got to pay him, not me.
That's fine.
Y'all ones got to pay him, not us.
Mike, y'all want him?
Yeah, we need a running back.
Okay.
No, hell no, because I was getting injured in practice. Keep him.
Y'all don't understand. I think Saquon, he's still on the first year of an ACL.
I was getting injured in practice.
I would take him because he doesn't have to carry the ball 20 times with us. We got 3-4 running backs. He's going to get 10 carries and win the Super Bowl. That's what's going to happen. He can get 10 carries and win the Super Bowl. 10 carries a game and win a Super Bowl. That's what he's going to do. It ain't nothing about. He ain't got to be the workhorse with us. We got horses. We got a few horses. That's why we would take him. Well, I don't need him to run the ball 30, 40 times.
That's the problem with a lot of these NFL teams that they're just
the problem with the Giants.
They're in that too. They run these guys to death, as you can see,
that's what
and they're not built. Saquon Barkley is probably not built just to be every.
They need to do like how they did in Cleveland. You need a 2-back
system.
And I was going to move to the last NFL game before we move along to baseball real quick. Look what has happened in Carolina with McCaffrey.
Hurt again. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I can't take it. If I was a Carolina Panther, I cannot take this.
Every year around this time, it's like almost like
clockwork.
Clockwork. He gets hurt and he's done for the rest of the year.
He's 215 pounds, man.
I got you.
You're not hearing what I'm saying?
I'm totally with you. Why these coaches ain't with you? That's who need to be on board.
They know more than me, of course.
Oh,
well, we need to give you a headset and a clipboard and let you run out there to Bank America Stadium and call some damn plays, DA.
Listen, man.
Because this don't make no sense.
That you believe in. Now think about it, and I will go to Michael on this, right? So he had 1, 2, 3 guys that I believe with the Ravens that were, I would say, equal running backs. They had 3 dudes that got hurt this year.
Right.
They were going to start. All 3 of them were going to start, right, Mike? Not at the same time, but all 3 of them were the 3 running backs that got hurt.
Justice, yeah.
Yeah, so they was good. Dog, if all 3 of those guys were right, it'd be 15 carries a game a piece, 10 carries, whatever. It would end up with them probably running the ball 30 times a game. That's what it would end up being. And then, and with Lamar, and the running game would be super. Open up play action pass and everything else. Right? So that's basically what this is about. So that's the way I see it.
That's a fact.
Oh, fact. Where'd the moderator go?
I don't know. He just disappeared. Everything muted.
Go.
We going baseball?
We going to bed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the sports tonight.
I'm with you. I gotta go to the pharmacy. So yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, well, switching gears to MLB. MLB is in a small, what would you call it, work stoppage right now?
It's a
I don't think
lockout.
they'll be back till
Yeah.
after the Super Bowl. Probably before, I think the middle of March they'll be back. I don't think anything will happen between now and then, and I think everybody kind of knew that this is going to happen, right?
Well, yeah,
because everybody was making all these moves like really quick, like they was trying to make all these moves extremely quick.
Yeah, they knew it was going to happen, so that's why they was doing it, and then boom, because these guys do not get paid during the off season, so
yeah.
And plus now that is everything stopped, you can't make no deals or do anything right now. So you had to get in where you fit in, at least get get your contract together. So that's where
at least
where
the
it
big
stands
money
at.
deals, like the Mets did what they needed to do, right?
Yeah.
On time. And Texas did what they needed to do. So I mean, some teams that could get it done, they got it done quickly. And made it happen. You know what I mean? Which is good.
I wanted to ask Mike this. Mike, real quick, your guys let Javi Baez, he goes to Detroit. Scherzer, he's 37 years old. What's the contract for? Was it 3 years, 5 years? 3?
3 years.
Right?
3 years. Is that too much? Is that just right?
I mean,
are you happy about it? Are you sad about it? Are you like in the middle?
I mean, Scherzer's healthy. Syndergaard wasn't healthy. So we got somebody just as good, if not better. We might have less time, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we still need a bat. We still need an infielder. Our problem last year wasn't pitching, because even with DeGrom hurt, we still managed to get by with pitching for the most part.
Correct.
Walker had a good season. Stroman was Stroman. And we was all right, kind of, sort of, but
Stroman just left to go to where?
Chicago.
The Cubs, Chicago. I didn't like that, but I mean, it is what it is. We should have brought him back, but we still need a bat. So Scherzer's cool, like that was a great catch, but we still need a bat. Our problem last year was our bats went cold for long periods of time.
Me and D discussed about the Yankees real quick. I'm gonna jump to the Yankees. How I was on Twitter and Yankee fans were going crazy. Why are we not signing anybody? I'm like, let Clint Frazier go. I'm tired of these bats. I'm tired of these not moving the ball over. Let's get some bats in here that can move runners over. This running the 3-run home run and the grand slam doesn't work during the playoffs, man. Not all the time.
But it's funny. I was looking at MLB TV today, and the names of the guys that are out there right now, right? There's one big name, and he's not going anywhere. They'd be fucking idiots to let Freddie Freeman walk away.
The Braves, absolutely.
He's not. He's staying right where the hell he's at, because the whole state would just revolt if that was the case. Right? So Freddie Freeman is going to be there. He's going to stay there. And there really wasn't any other names that I saw that had me like, okay, whatever, we're good to go.
Right.
And pitchers, I think there really wasn't many pitching names that really had like, oh wow, we can, So I think this is a year, depending on what happens, but you're just gonna have to develop talent, man.
Nothing wrong
with
that.
Just have to develop some kids.
Nothing wrong with that. You can't keep on. I don't think you can keep on just grab your hand in the free agent pool. You gotta do a little bit of both, in my opinion. Grab some free agent talent, and then you gotta develop some players as you forestated. So it should be interesting. I know I stepped away for a second. Y'all was talking about the lockout not being really serious at that point. At what point, and I might have missed it, if I did, please forgive me. At what point do the Players Association and MLB be like, all right, this is serious. We need to solve this. We don't really want to work stoppage. Because now, as we talk on December 2nd, really doesn't mean anything, as I stated in the beginning of the show. But you move to Super Bowl Sunday, and and all that stuff, because we can't cut baseball on like a light switch. You gotta get players some spring training in and things of that nature. Then you go from there.
After March.
After
Plus,
March.
remember, with this work stoppage, there's not a work stoppage for the minor leagues. So all minor league teams, everyone,
they still go on.
Can still go on. They're still working out.
I didn't know that. Yeah, because they're underneath different contracts, right? That's correct.
Yes.
Coach, yeah, okay.
So you can still develop kids,
right,
and still get right regarding that.
So it's very interesting, so to speak. MLB, hopefully MLB and the Players Association for Major League Baseball, they get a deal done. I just want to put a disclaimer out there, not a disclaimer, but those that listening, I'll be like, what? Where's the NBA at? Man, it's what Dorian, DA. What's your favorite saying?
After Christmas, man.
Don't get good till after Christmas.
Listen, I'll take it serious when they take it serious.
Yeah.
So
ain't nothing interesting happen. The Lakers is 500. Okay, so what?
Yeah, I mean Obi Toppin plays hard. I'm looking at my man
Obi playing hard.
Yeah. They down by 14 now. Is that right?
They came back. Yeah, they came back.
They're down by 5 now.
Yeah, somebody actually asked me that the other day. He said, "Yo, you guys, y'all say sports?" I said, "Yeah." Well, I said, "We do." I says, "But nobody's really paying attention to the NBA. Really paying attention.
We are, but
until
I
after
think right now it doesn't matter.
Kevin Durant don't wear no lotion. Jokic brothers was in Miami. There you go. NBA for the week. Thank you.
Yeah. Shout out to Club 11 down there. It was doing it up down there last night.
They got a lot of work to do. I think a lot of teams have a lot of work to do. It was a good game last night.
Which game is that?
Whenever they played the Phoenix.
Yes, good game.
I'm listen, man. I really can't mess with my man Spike wearing a pink suit to the damn game out there in Brooklyn.
Oh
really disrespectful. Do the right thing. Spike, do the right thing.
And his purse.
Thing. Yeah, man, I can't do that. Listen, I don't get in trouble.
But we're moving right along. But
move right along. Yeah.
So, but as far as I think the one thing the cats, I don't understand, man. Yo, youth, man. Yeah, Mikal Bridges, like these dudes are young, and the thing is that Steph Curry, and he may get his tomorrow night, right? So tomorrow night because dude's not playing, he's gonna get off. But Bridges was on Curry shit to the point to where, Curry can get a shot off.
Yeah.
Villanova graduate, by the way. Villanova.
Yes, sir. So that shit's for real. That is that youth, man. And I'm watching it now, and I like the way the Knicks are my team, but I'm telling you, man, between DeRozan, Ball, Caruso, and Levine, those are the 4 best guards on the team. 4 best guards on the team in the league. Any combination they got there is super. Probably better than any other teams too. You know what I'm saying?
They better than the Warriors.
Oh yeah.
Even when Clay comes back.
Until Clay gets back. Yeah.
When Clay comes back, it's Clay, Curry.
Yes, I said until.
You see how Jordan Poole playing?
Back. But
Jordan
Poole. Remember, Lonzo Ball's hitting threes, and he's a willing defender and a willing passer, and he's 6'7", right? DeMar DeRozan mid-range game is crazy and plays defense, right? Caruso plays defense. Levine plays defense. 6'7", 6'8", athletic. Dog, like they're a problem. They are a problem, and they play defense. They are a problem. Whether folks believe it or not, they are a problem.
Yo, shout out to Caruso, man. I like his game. He's a pretty good player. As far as adding his addition to the Bulls, so good player. And I thought he was gonna come to the Knicks, but we ended up with Kemp,
who's not playing.
And I was talking to E earlier today, and I said, DA, you were spot on. It might be something to this Thibodeau, the Knicks too tired, because I've watched the Knicks since the start of the season, and for whatever reason they come out and hell on wheels, first and second quarter,
especially home games. I know where you're going.
Home games, and when it gets to that third quarter, when they up, that third quarter, fourth quarter is like they are totally out of gas, like they have nothing.
Hey,
So
Douglas,
this might be a problem down the stretch.
I thought
we
this
start
was going to
looking at
happen
Thibodeau.
last year.
Yeah,
I thought this was going to happen last year. This is just a year late. It was supposed to
that's
happen
a year
last year.
late, and not only that, Mike, we also lost some defensive components because you can say what you want about Reggie Bullock, but Reggie Bullock played defense as well as he could hit the shot. Now I don't think he's as good as a 3-point shooter as Fournier, but it is what it is. Right now the Knicks have tied it up, and now
it's a historical thing.
Bulls just went up by 2.
It's a historical thing, right? And as we talk about it, it was a situation, and I know it's getting late, so we gotta go. But when the Heat beat the Bulls both of those years, everybody in the league was saying that that was a Thibodeau thing because the Bulls were better than, or at least as good with LeBron James there, as good as the Heat were. They just retired, man.
And if Derrick Rose doesn't,
at that time, Derrick Rose was hell on wheels. There was nothing you could do with that dude.
Derrick Rose was on fire. Yo, if he doesn't get hurt in those,
there's nothing you could do with him. Those 2 years, there was absolutely nothing you could do with Derrick Rose.
And I think LBJ, I think his skid of losing titles would have started then, of not making it to the NBA Finals.
So it would have been interesting. That's all I can say. I can't say what because
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying it would have been a hell of a tougher road than what he had.
Yes, I agree with you.
So let me ask you this. Yeah. And I know we spent time on the NBA a little bit, but I guess that's good. Where does Tibbs, and we got to go, where does Coach Tibbs be like, he lets off the gas, or that's just who he is and he's not changing?
He's not. Okay. He's not because they keep giving him head coaching jobs.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. They keep hiring him.
They keep hiring him unless you're going to make him an assistant.
Or he's the defensive guy, then which is what he was with the Celtics.
Yeah.
When they were beating, when they were winning the East with Durant, with Garnett and Paul Pierce. He was underneath Doc Rivers. But they keep giving him head coaching jobs, even though he don't win. And that's the problem. They put him in Minnesota. Oh, he's a defensive man. He's gonna get them right. They was the worst defensive team in the league.
Yep.
No, you can't give this man another job.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't think he was going to work in New York. I said that.
I know I didn't.
I didn't think he was going to work. Just like I didn't like Lionel Hollins. I didn't like Tibbs here.
I think he could teach defense. But there has to be a situation that when he leaves, these guys still have the same defensive intensity. And then they let a dude like a Monty Williams or one of those dudes, younger dudes, come back in the league and offensively do some things that work right because their offensive system with the Knicks is not good.
Correct. Yeah, they challenge.
You still got us thinking that we got to keep going through Julius Randle
and Julius Randle handled the ball.
Team, great team. He's the third option, B. On the great team, he's the third option. On the good team, he's the second option.
Okay, man, you was right about Fizdale. All right, man, dang, yo.
Mike ain't gonna let Fizdale
go.
My boy Stephen A. Smith there.
I told you. He would not work. He would not work.
Well, now your boys. Now he's in LA, man. He's in LA
on the bench. Well, yeah, that's what he do. That's what they do when they get away from Braun and it don't work. They go back to Braun.
He's in LA now.
That's a word right there, Mike. You're right. Every time, they go back to Braun. Yeah, you're right. They go running back home.
They go back to Braun.
Running back home. All right. So no. D-Dub on boxing real quick. Boxing. What happened this weekend?
Hey, man, it was a good fight. Teofimo Lopez and my man Caboza, and he took all the belts from Teofimo. He knocked Teofimo down first round. I believe an overhand right hand. Knocked him down to the ground. Teofimo came back 10th round, knocked him down, but I think it was a little bit too late. Camboza, I'm saying his name correctly. He pretty much outboxed him for the rest of the way. I mean, Teofimo's face looked like Gumby, man. You know, his face was all mashed up.
His
And
left eye was lumped and bloody.
yeah. He was mashed up, man. But good fight, entertaining fight. Best man won, even though Teofimo sounded crazy at the end. Talk about he won, but you know, he won the fight. But when he looks back at it, he'll see, and I think his pops will let him know that, you know, be truthful with himself. He'll be back. He's a young guy, man. The guy's young, but then I would think they would run it back, or you know, but you know, he takes a L and he's going to slide down a notch, and you know, he got to build himself back up. I think that when he fought Lomachenko, you know, I think he got a big head. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Sometimes you got to, you know, stay humble and know, you know, you still got work to do. Just because you beat Lomachenko, you got to do some work. You got to put some more work in.
Said he won 11. 11-2.
Wait a minute, dog. Your math is
your math is off, B.
Your math is off, B. You know, but other than that, you know, you guys who missed it, you missed the entertaining one. It was definitely entertaining. But you got Tank Davis coming up Sunday, man. So look out for against Cruz. So that should be Cruz. Yeah, he's a little man. He took the fight on short notice because of Romero.
Yeah.
He had some females accusing him of sexual assault or something going on off the field or out the ring.
Oh, so, yeah. We're going to have a spinoff podcast just for that only. So
yeah. TMZ.
Well, we won't be going to.
Yeah, can we call it the Roethlisberger? The Roethlisberger.
No, Mike. No, Mike.
Where can we be found out, sir?
Where can we be found at?
We're gonna be found at Roethlisberger Files Pocket. Now I'm playing. We're gonna be found at Sports Aces Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we can be found on any streaming platform you stream your podcast on at Sports Chasers Podcast.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, Mike Mills. Part shots, DA, what do you have for us, sir?
Hey, man, everyone, peace. My computer will be right by next week, and my apologies for real. I had a good time, though. Thank you.
Always a good time with the fellas. D-Dub, parting shots.
The Knicks got a 1-point lead with 4:26 to go. So, you know, hopefully they'll get this win and pull it out. But I don't have nothing serious other than, love you guys. Hey, Sports Chasers Podcast. We try to do this every week. And that's about it.
Mike Millie, what you got for us?
Shout out to the brand we all love. Saturday. Feel me? I got the football gear on, you know what I mean? But nothing major. Shout out to ain't nothing to shout out. Shout out to shouting out. And that's it.
Shouting out to shouting out.
Shout out to shout out.
Make layups, man.
Yo, shout out to our man, the Angry One. Also our man Pittsburgh Dan.
Pittsburgh Dan. Our hockey guy.
I gotta hop at him later on or either tomorrow.
Yeah, shout out to Dan, our hockey guy, man. Keeps us in the loop when it comes to hockey. I don't have nothing really intense or serious or anything. Just be safe, be careful. Look out for your fellow man. Be careful during this holiday season. And that's pretty much all I got. So, hey, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. In the absence of the Angry One, James Warren, and also Mike Mills, also D-Dub, Darryl L. Warren, and also my man, as I start this music, Dorian D.A. Albritton. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers Podcast. Hey, we'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a great and amazing week. Y'all take care. Peace.
Behave.
Roethlisberger.
I've been keeping that home for 10 years.
Told you that could be a spinoff. The Rock